Hello, everybody. I first want to send big love and strength to all the people dealing with the fires in my home state of California. I talked to my mom today, and she was saying that she now understands more deeply how we could all be refugees in a matter of seconds. And some of us have become that in these moments. I'm not happy that anybody might gain that perspective so quickly from a catastrophe happening to them. And at the same time, that is what has happened to many of us. And there's a way that we sometimes can't feel compassion until things happen to us. But really what this illustrates to me is how we're all in the same boat. And we better just treat each other well, because we never know when we're going to need kindness from somebody. And even if we never have to get, life or death support from somebody, also it just feels good to be nice to people. An illustration of that is a story that I want to share just to lighten the mood. There's a lady who comes to the day center, and she's known as the singing lady. And whether you enjoy the songs or not is a matter of personal preference. She tends to sing a lot of songs about Jesus, and sometimes accompanies herself with a tambourine that she brings. She also will play her songs from her phone that she has recorded, whether you ask her to or not. She will do this. And for some reason, I have a special place in my heart for her. I think it has to do with her reminding me of my grandmother, who herself is a refugee. She came from Greece through South Africa to the United States as a result of World War II. But more than that, she and this singing lady wear bright colored clothes. They have an eccentric way of expressing themselves, and they have specific ways of seeing the world that they are very committed to, and they don't really care whether it fits with anyone else's or not. So she comes in, and she's an older woman. She needs some help. So I always check in with her and see if she wants me to bring her anything. Often what she would like is a cup of warm milk. So I will bring her that. And on this particular day, she held up a piece of paper and told me that she needed some copies of it, and asked if I could help with that. The piece of paper said in bold letters, "My name is," I'm not going to share her name for protection of privacy, but my name is blah, blah, blah. I ask for your prayers. I ask you to pray for me and for the people at the Home Office to open their hearts and give me my papers. That's pretty much all the paper said, but as she explained, she's a woman who fled from the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is in chronic war and unrest, and was in an accident a few years ago. So she has terrible pain and no real treatment that she can get besides going to the emergency room. In the United States, it would probably be even worse than that for her, but in the UK, it's not much better. She was telling me how she at 55, she was still playing basketball, and so having this injury is especially frustrating for her. And Then she looked in the trash can as she was throwing something away, and she became outraged that someone had thrown away a perfectly good piece of chicken from the hot meal that we were serving that day. Now, this would have been, one of the other refugee friends who may have just not found it tasty, but she just talked about it for the next 10 minutes, saying that it was méchant, it was bad to do that. At which point I was like, oh, you are my grandmother in African form, because my grandmother will eat anything as long as it doesn't, just to rescue it from the trash can. This is what people who've gone through war, this is how they see the world. And as much as, we kind of smiled about it, it's just one piece of chicken, it's okay. We haven't been through the same experiences. And I really appreciated her reminding me of that, of how we take food for granted that way. So then I made the photocopies of her paper so that she can give it out to people and ask for prayers, ask for religious people and others just to give her the support of their goodwill. And I gave her the photocopies, and she looked at me kind of for the first time, was like, "What is your name?" And I said, "Oh, it's Catherine." In French, there's no difference between Catherine and Katrin. She was like, "Oh, you're named after a queen." And I was like, "Well, yes, I am. No big deal." And she was like, "A queen whose king cut her head off." I was like, wow, thank you for cutting my ego right when it needed it. She is someone who knows a lot of facts about royalty. We all went on to talk about Henry VIII and his many wives. She also refers to Prince Harry as her son because she feels a great affinity for Princess Diana, and is very happy that Harry has has a girlfriend now, I think. It'd be really cool if he had a boyfriend. That would change some minds around here. Anyway, that's my story for today. Just a way of bringing us all closer together through various silliness and heart-wrenchingness. I hope that you are all doing okay, and if you need resources about the fire, either how to take care of one another or to receive help, there are some links at the in the video info at the end of this. So thanks very much, and talk to you soon.